They filed a suit against us using Section 1981 of the 1866 Civil Rights Act.
There is a woman, and we're gonna talk about it right now. Thank you so much. Her name is Arian Simone, Florida A&M graduate, also somebody who is a CEO and an investor of something that they call the Fearless Fund, which allows a lot of Black companies, Black women, Black startup businesses like this one to be funded. Right. And they specifically go to Black people. This story has been going on, and she's been doing this for years. This story has been going on for about a few months at the end of last year. And let me go ahead and grab that story because I believe that this is important. And I think that it's been, not a lot of people are talking about it, but it was a lawsuit filed against the Fearless Fund. And this is this is an Atlanta based fund, but it claims that the firm violated the Civil Rights Act. Ayanna Pearsons and Arian Simone of the Fearless Fund, they're the ones that are being attacked. So for months, the Atlanta-based Black-owned and women-led venture capital firm has faced the lawsuit. The conservative nonprofit American Alliance for Equal Rights filed the suit against them. Listen, I want you guys to listen clearly.
American Alliance for Equal Rights.
The American Alliance for Equal Rights filed the suit against the firm in August, saying that Fearless Fund's $20,000 grant program, Fearless Strivers Grant Contest, violates the Civil Rights Act of 1866. This all comes at a time when data shows Black business owners and Black entrepreneurs across the country face many unique challenges, including systemic racism, a lack of access to venture capital funds, barriers to accessing support services, and networking opportunities. Okay, this is all why this capital fund exists, and inequitable access to business education. According to Crunchbase, Black women founders receive less than 1% of all venture capital funding. And back in November, the Closer Look show host Scott talked with Mirtha somebody, and the person was really reporting that this is an issue for all Black women. I say this to say, somebody decided, I think it was a non-Black person, to go ahead and take this person to court, Arian Simone, because they felt like her venture capital fund discluded them.
I know who that somebody is, but go ahead, set it up, and then we'll knock it down.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you could break it down in that case. It discluded them. And so through all this time, and I'm going to get you a clip of her just kind of speaking about it with I don't know why, but she was speaking with T.I. and she just goes into it. But this is something that is literally had to be taken to the feds. Like this, they made it such a big issue, and it's been on CNN. But I haven't seen many Black people, Black like media covering this story and why it's very important. They're trying to attack, and we know this because there are different people are upset that Black people are getting special funding to go to schools like Harvard, to go to even, I understand when we got the first generation grants, why we have those. I understand why we have those, because any of these grants that are specific to Black people, why is it a problem? And they're like, no, white people should be able to get it too. They want to make it such an issue. And I dropped the link in our text messages, but they want to make the specific issue. They said that she is racist for doing this, for specifying that this particular fund only goes to Black people, yet she created it. The whole sole purpose of this funding was so that it went to Black, underserved business women with small businesses, small startups, people who are looking to push their products out there. And this is where we are with that. Ben, what do you have on it?
Stephen Miller, former special assistant to President Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, has an organization called American First Legal, which he is using to solicit more cases like this. Stephen Miller is the one that's a part of the lawsuit against the Fearless Fund. David, I don't know if you're able to get that clip that quick, but I just want people to be reminded of who Stephen Miller is. I actually do want you to look at what he looks like, because he is such a manifestation of propaganda and evil that he manages to be I believe he's of Jewish descent, but he reminds me so much more of Goebbels, the propagandist for Adolf Hitler. If we have that video and we have that clip, I want everyone to be reminded of the game that white men are currently playing in order to protect themselves from having to play on an equal playing field with Black people. And they're starting, and I do want to make this distinction. David's still looking at it. They're starting with Black women first, though, Rebecca. Like they come after Black men every now and then, but they are hugely coming after Black women first and foremost, because of course there's some patriarchy at play. You can get a couple of Black men to go along with this if they're attacking Black women first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Run that clip, David. Talk about remember.
If you or a loved one were denied a job, raise, promotion, or professional opportunity as a result of diversity quotas, equity mandates, affirmative action, or other racial preferences, we want to hear from you. Please call us at 1-877-AFL-5454 or go to AF Legal.
There you go. He's one of the people doing and behind these lawsuits. Ed Blum is another one. He's the one that took it to the Supreme Court. He had a couple of model minority Asians who signed up with him to go and destroy affirmative action. But it just really speaks to what you outlined here this morning, right? The technique that they use it in diversity and inclusion attacks. They use it at the border. It's the difference between why white migrants were able to get here and still can get here, and they treat Black and brown migrants at the border. They're ready to go to civil war over it. It's because of the spoiled men children like this guy on your screen, Stephen Miller.
Yeah, no, and this is my problem is that people are screaming and yelling that this is racism and reverse racism. Baller alert keeps putting out these things on noms and woms, and they keep putting these people out to have discussions about things. And one of the things that they talked about was basically, oh, you know what I'm saying? A white man could go around and say, hey, there go that Black person. And I don't even know who the person is that was saying this, but I don't know why I'm doing this accent, but just follow me here. They go do that, whatever, or whatnot. Okay. But people don't really understand because this is such a pivotal moment, right? This is why, wow, right? When the rest of the people on the mics be like, oh, you said something there. Here we go. They said, but when a Black person be like, hey, there go that white man, whatever, they don't even really notice that they doing the same thing. They was like, oh man.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, who said that though? Who made that argument?
And I want to get on there and find it. It was recent, 11/11. Make sure y'all say a good prayer. But it was recent, and I just can't. I can't remember. And it was somebody like, remember last time when I talked about the ATL Jacob being on there talking about why he did the baby mama. It was one of those people, but it was somebody else. And I want to say it was it was the Baller Alert podcast. I want to say it was another producer who was having the conversation, and it's just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? When you really think about it, we out here doing the same racism or not.
No.
Man, listen, can I just say something real quick, Rebecca? There is no racial distinction to stupidity. There are plenty of stupid Black people, just like you see stupid Make America Great Again white folks, because you're going to always have some Black folks who think they got up on some revelatory language. Like they really thought they said something there. Black folks doing the same thing. If you believe in reverse racism, then I invite you to go down to the border with us, right? Go down to the border and see exactly how far these Jim Crow will go with their racism.
I found it. Frito Bang. Frito Bang is the person's name.
Oh, girl. Nobody.
I'm going
nobody. What, girl? Nobody.
Just drop this and David, yes, I want you to play. I dropped it in our text message group. This Frito Bang, because I want y'all to see what I'm talking about. People just sitting here being like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you think about that, they think they deep. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? It don't even.
They want to be deep so bad.
God, dog, play.
It's problematic. But let's take a look at first Arian Simone, her conversation a little bit about what's going on and her breaking it down with T.I. on her new podcast.
Okay, yes.
Mm-hmm.
of a federal court case.
Who I know what that's like.
Since I run the first venture capital fund
Mhm.
that is built by women of color for women of color.
Okay. What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
That's against the law? They made that against the law?
Nothing. Well,
Okay.
yeah, something like that. They said they filed a suit against us using Section 1981 out of 1866 Civil Rights Act.
Okay.
And what that says is you can't basically mix race and contract.
Well, the devil is busy.
Come on.
She continues.
I'm in the middle of a federal court case.
But she says basically that she is in the federal court case. I want you guys to understand she has the first venture capital that is ran by Black women and for Black women. Okay, I need you to understand that this is where it's problematic because you got these at-home little ladies, you know what I'm saying? The ones that are like Bobart, who just are white and can get positions and can get businesses, who aren't qualified for anything, but people that work hard as hell. Since this girl was young, and she's never been like poor. She comes from a good family, a good upbringing, and she utilized that. And she also went to the #1 HBCU in the nation, Florida A&M University. But she utilized her upbringing, how she, how a lot of she was surrounded around greatness, how she's come up in the game. She actually was a PR person for a lot of different people in the game, and she utilized all of that to make sure she can still keep Black people on. And when they saw that she got to a place that was immaculate and to help other Black women get to that space, they said, oh no, she must be stopped. There is something wrong with this. This is wrong. I know I felt the same way when I watched that documentary and movie on Billie Holiday, somebody who had such a beautiful voice. Yes, she had her issues, but somebody had such a beautiful voice, and they just because she sang about our issues, she couldn't be deemed a great in jazz. She had to be deemed a federal extremist that needed to die.
Yeah. See, it's a little different now, though, Rebecca, because the white supremacists. No, it's not different now. Let me start by saying I'm joking. Of course, they're still tracking us. They're still tracking Black folks. They're tracking the protesters from Ferguson and Black Lives Matter. They're tracking them. Some of them are turning up dead. But what's so ironic right now in this moment is as they are tracking people like us, and they're tracking Black Lives Matter, and then they're tracking, like you said, Billie Holiday, and all of this is an extension of them protecting white supremacy. The funny thing is, white supremacy is what's at the border in Texas right now, getting ready to start the second Civil War. And y'all worried about us Black folks getting just a little bit. Because what does this percentage of this Black woman's contribution to venture capital represent in the whole total scheme of venture capital? Less than probably like 0.05% of venture capital. But they saw that little bit of benefit for Black folks, and they were like, "Oh, absolutely, the hell not!
Get it out of here! Again, get it out of here! Get it out of here!" Just like the diversity and inclusion, it can't be in venture capital. Get it out of here! It's Black.
Oh, this is a reverse racism.
Work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.